Well, happening right now, a survey focusing on teen mental health. The City and San Antonio Youth Commission want to hear from you, and there's only a few days left to give your feedback on such an important topic.
Absolutely. Here to talk about the survey is Jim Morris with the city's Department of Human Services, as well as the Youth Success Division. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's an extremely important topic, especially, I mean, we talk about mental health all the time, but I think we don't talk about it enough, specifically with our teens and our adolescents and our youth. This is the second survey, I understand?
Yes, that's right. So we did this last year, and this is going to be our follow-up survey this year.
What did we learn from last year?
Last year was a huge success, just all around. First off, it was the first survey that the city did that was for residents under the age of 18, which was huge. And from that, we learned what the youth wanted to ask. They designed all the questions that we put into the survey, and they helped really lead the project. And it was a grassroots project overall. So with that, we learned a little bit about how they see their social media use, how they're coping, and really just understanding that so many are going to go to their friends first, and yet their friends don't also know where to find the resources that they need for the kind of mental health challenges that a lot of us experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Jim, you know, I'm a former high school counselor, so I know how important this is for our teens. But you know, many young people, a lot of young people are not. They're not ready to admit that they may be suffering from something or feeling a different way, may not even know how to acknowledge it. So how does this look long term in really helping our teens, you know, talk about what's on their mind?
Well, and it's really neat to hear you all say that, like, we're talking about it more, right? I think that's the first part of it. These kind of issues thrive in isolation and silence, and so what we're doing is giving a chance to exercise that ability to be able to talk to it, both with their peers, as well as what it's like to be able to talk to a mental health professional, right? Like being a school counselor, that's huge. And being able to build that rapport where people actually start talking about how they're feeling, whether it's in a crisis or just a bad day, it's really nice to be able to get that kind of support.
Yeah.
Right.
And in terms of, you know, going back to what you learned from the previous one, I guess social media was kind of like a big talker. I mean, what is kind of like the feedback that you're getting in terms of like the struggles? Just kind of give us that insight if you can, you know, because I know that, like you said, a lot of the youth, they develop these questions, so they're going through it personally. Definitely.
So we understand that the big three are going to be anxiety, depression, and then some form of like trauma, right? A lot of us experienced it. We had kind of a global instance of trauma that we all survived. But beyond that, personal safety was something that came up this year. Just understanding that having to go through your day-to-day in school, then go through an active shooter training, and then go back to English class is going to be a lot to try and like wrap your head around, right? And unfortunately, we continue to see those issues. We continue to see the newest case of another tragedy coming up. So that's something that they are very much aware of.
Yeah. And Jim, I know we're running out of time. We're going to have a link to the survey on our screen in just a second, but I think this is so important because teenagers actually created this survey for other teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, why is that so important? You know, how has that helped with the survey and getting responses?
For the teens involved, I think it was really neat to see them work together and put these questions together. So this is them seeing their impact go across the citywide survey, right? Beyond that, we also are following their direction. The youth voice and the youth empowerment that's coming from this has been incredible. Because of it, we have the Youth Summit coming up in May, Teens Day for SA.
I love it.
We have microgrants that are going out where students and school faculty can apply for up to $3,000 to be able to support their schools and community. That's huge, right? And that's based on their direction.
That is.
It's so important to have that support.
It is, so absolutely. So April 9th is the deadline. We'll have a link on our website, so we encourage people to give their feedback. We have to keep the conversation going.
Thank you.
And we want to point out really quick, ages 12 to 19. So that's, you know, if you know anyone that age, or if you're watching today, get online and fill that out for us.
Absolutely. Jim, thank you so much for being with us. We really
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Maggie, hoping to have a great Sunday out there in terms of weather.